You ever have a moment where you realize the thing that gives your life meaning might also be something you created to feel meaning? And somehow it's both true at the same time, really deep, really powerful, and also a concept your mind built because purpose is the only way that any of this makes sense. Today, I want to talk you through the mushroom ceremony that showed me this. Not the visuals, the understanding that our biggest breakthroughs can be sacred and self-constructed without cancelling each other out. I came out of it seeing my healing, my ancestry, my identity, my whole mission as both profound and hilariously made up. And honestly, it freed me. This is Francisca. This is my mid-crisis life. And today is Crisis Confessionals. Before we get into it, if you're on your own healing journey, hit subscribe. This channel is for the ones doing the inner work, the messy work, the what the hell is happening to me work. All right, let's go. Okay, so let's see. I made a decision because of everything that's been going on recently and all this shit that's gone down with my mum and kind of, again, sort of facing that pain and that grief and that bereavement of like, oh, okay, you know, I don't get a mum. Like, I don't. Okay, cool. And all of the kind of liberation that came with finally making a decision to not protect her anymore, and then all of the pain and grief again that came with like, oh, she's given me this apology, but it's not real, it's just to save yourself, and just everything is about your own self-preservation and kind of like letting go of that, I don't know, that kind of like over-identification, right? So that thing of, oh, being so compassionate to who she is and what she's been through and the pain of her own life and how broken and lost she is as a person, that it somehow negates the reality of what it is that I'm going through as an individual who has a very toxic and narcissistic and abusive parent, right? So all of that combined, I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do myself a little mushroom ceremony, right? And, you know, mushrooms, psilocybin, holy children, whatever you want to call them, right? They're an amazing resource. Yeah, I don't know, man. Do you know the law, right, says that a substance can only be classified as like a class A substance if it has absolutely no medicinal purpose, right? And I mean, that's just such bollocks, because we know that psilocybin was being used all throughout the 40s, the 50s, along with LSD, to treat people with serious mental health problems, with drug addiction, with like, you know, chronic depression and stuff like this, right? And the results are incredible. And, you know, the Royal Free have just been, over the last, I think, 5 to 7 years, been doing research on psilocybin and the impact, the profound impact that it can have on so many different things. You know, it's curing heroin addicts of their addictions and crack addicts of their addiction. Like, it's insane. Like, you know, like chronic alcoholics, like, just like, nah, I'm all right, I'll just have a cup of tea with some mushrooms in it. So, like, I mean, there's a lot of, I don't know, whatever, legality and logistics around taking mushrooms, but in all honesty, I couldn't give a fuck, right? I understand how they work, and I understand the purpose of neurogenesis, and I understand how they can create new default neural pathways, and, you know, I really understand how they changed your molecular structure of your serotonin, because it infuses with it and it becomes serotonin because it's the same molecular structure in the mushrooms as there are in the serotonin. And like, it's just a really powerful, really, really powerful tool, really powerful resource. And I made a decision, okay, I feel like there's some really deep, deep, deep seated stuff that I need to deal with that's been there from beyond my conception of reality, beyond my memory of anything. And I don't have a lot of memories anyway of my life, right? But definitely way before I was consciously aware, basically. And to get to that level, like, yeah, I can do somatic practices and meditation and breath work and all that sort of stuff. But every so often I say, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go and have a little ego death and deal with some shit. And I knew from the beginning of taking these mushrooms, I knew, like, immediately I was just like, this is going to be really painful. This is going to be really, really painful. And within like 20 minutes, I was in agony. Like, I was in like emotional agony. It was It was a lot, man. Like, I woke up this morning and my eyes were literally like swollen out of my face from how much I had cried yesterday. And there was so much that happened, so much that happened in like this like short little 2 hour period where I was just like, I wasn't even like, I was still conscious for all of it. Like, and that's why it was so painful. I didn't kind of like just slip out into, I'm just going to go into another world and have some amazing trip. No, it was hardcore. Let's see what happened. Oh, so much stuff. So, okay, at one point, so I started off, I was crying for myself. Sounds really self-indulgent, but like, it's not often that we as people really truly actually like mourn for ourselves and for things that have happened to us. Like if we've been through pain, I mean, all of us have been through pain, right? It's not often that we just sit and really take stock of that and really feel the grief of it. And I was really crying for my younger self, and I was really, I don't know. I was just saying to her, like, I don't know how you got through it. Like, I really don't. I really don't know how you got through it, man. Like, you've got some different strength in you. And I don't even remember, like, actually remember as a memory the things that I experienced as a child, but like the amount of pain and suffering that I was in as a kid, just in this like whirlwind of abuse and neglect, and like being just used as a pawn between my parents and having just no one, like just having absolutely no one, right? And I was just like, man, I don't know how you got through it. Like, I really don't. And I cried for that, and I cried for the amount of strength that I found throughout that time. Um, um, and then off the back of that, I just remember thinking to myself, like, God, I don't have any memories. Like, I don't have any memories of my life. Like people are like, oh, do you remember when we went to this place for your birthday? And I remember it as a concept, but I actually don't have any actual memories. It's like a blank space in my head. And as I thought about it, I thought about how awful that was, right? And how scary it was to not remember anything, like actually remember anything that happened in my life. And as I started thinking about it, I suddenly just started feeling this like really dark, dark, like entity, like this demonic thing around me, and I suddenly started like sinking further and further, like into darkness, and then all of a sudden my breathing changed, and I was like breathing like this, right? And then my face started like contorting, and my mouth started contorting, and I realized like, oh, okay, there's something. There's like a lower bass frequency, whatever you want to call it, right? That's here, that has been sucking all of my memories away. Like, okay, cool. So anyway, as this thing started taking over my body, I got flashes of myself at like 6, 7, 8 years old, and just knew, like, oh, okay, that's when this thing started hanging around, right? And I was like talking to it, and I was like, yeah, no, we're done. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're done. We're done with this. Like, I don't want this anymore. You can't be here anymore. And this thing was literally like hissing, like saying in my ear, like, I am you. I am you. And it was showing me like my face with its face and my face with its face and all of these like awful things that I think and I feel about myself, like all of this absolute self-hatred that I have like on the inside of myself, and all this shame and all of like this like, oh, yuck. Like, I just, self-disgust, self-loathing that I have, right, has all come from this thing, right? And it's basically saying, yeah, but I'm you. Like, you're never gonna get rid of me. Like, you didn't even know I was here. Like, you've been thinking that it's you all along. And I'm like, yeah, no, we're good. We're good. You need to get on your bike and fuck off. Anyway, so it did, right? And then after that, there was like another one that was like even deeper, deeper, deeper inside. And I saw myself as like a 9 month old, and it was saying the same thing. Like, I am you. Like, I am you. You are me. We are one. And I'm like, I'm definitely not one, bro. Like, you've just convinced me that this is who I think I am, and it's not who I am. And I went through these two really, really massive experiences of pulling this darkness out of my body. And I remember I just ended up like kneeling, not kneeling, with my knees up, like on my bed, just crying and crying and crying. And as I came to, like, and I was kind of more conscious, I was just saying to myself, I refuse to hate myself anymore. I refuse to hate myself anymore. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. And I realized, like, yeah, that's true. I'm not doing it anymore. Like, I'm not hating myself anymore. So, I mean, that was profound enough as it was. And then I went, like, there was this other bit where I was like, taken into like this kind of like silver world, and there were these really big silver towers, and above the silver towers, there were these big silver Chinese looking gods, right? Like a man and a woman. They were looking down on me, and I'm like, hello, what's up? What am I doing here? And they're like, well, you know what you're doing here. And I'm like, I really don't. Mate. You're gonna have to give me a clue. Anyway, like as they were watching, I got taken somewhere and ended up like as this kind of like Chinese guy with his little Chinese hat, um, ended up like fighting another frigging like troll demon that was just like, hiding under a bridge in like 16th century Ming dynasty China, like uh, literally like trying to fucking strangle me like in this place. So I ended up having to deal with that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's some like real deep ancestry shit because my great granddad is Chinese, right? Like, okay, cool. All right, dealt with that. And then the other thing that I dealt with was I suddenly got this vision of these like witches, like these Victorian dressed witches, like just standing up here on a bridge in clearly what was like Victorian London. And there's like, fog in the background and they're like silhouetted and they're looking down at me. And I'm just like, yeah. Anyway, ended up telling them to like sling their hook, just fuck off. Like, we don't want you here. And the message I got from that was like, there was this like spell, this curse, this curse, right, that was on all of the women in my family, like this weird, like witch sisterhood. And I remember seeing like, like the head witch after I had like got them off me. And it was literally like they were on my back, like, and like I pulled them like off my back. And like as soon as they came off, I was just like, yuck. Like gave me the heebie-jeebies massively, right? And then I remember seeing the Grand Witch and just being like, there's fuck all you can do now. I'm actually like 100% not scared of you. And then what else did I see? And then I also got a vision where I felt like there was like this guy's boot just like on my neck, just like, just like literally fucking boot on my throat, yeah. And I was like, yeah, okay. There's like this weird misogynistic, male oppressive, domestic abusive uh, theme that runs through my maternal family and my paternal family, but all of the family really, because they're meeting people that kind of what's the word, personify that archetype, right? So all the men are really misogynistic and very abusive and very oppressive in various different ways, right? Either physically or through intellect or through emotional abuse or whatever, right? And all the women are, I don't know, just wanting to be oppressed, like, but not wanting it, right? But like secretly deep down, kind of wanting it, right? And it's kind of the same as like even me and all my cousins. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna speak for all my cousins, right? But there's definitely that vibe going on, right, with all of the women. And I just felt this like boot on my neck that was just like holding us down, like all the women in our family. And I'm just like, we're not in this contract anymore. Like, this has got nothing to do with it anymore, and you really just do need to fuck off, right? So I dealt with all of that, and then there was a lot of other stuff that I dealt with. I dealt with the loss of my friend. I dealt with the death of my father. Um, my beautiful beautiful cousin who I love so dearly came through really 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 strongly for me, and I dealt with some shit to do with her. Um, but the thing that was like the best, right, out of the whole experience was like towards the beginning there was this moment, right, where I was like surrounded by this like pink and purple and red kind of aura, right? Just all around me, just circling all around me, right? And I'm like in the middle of it and I can see it like swirling around me like this, right? And then like in the cyclone, right, of all these different colors, I can see all these women, right? And I'm looking around, I'm looking at all these women, and like all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, they're all my ancestors. They've all come here to support me, to love me, because I am breaking ancestral curses. I I am the one. I'm the one, and they've all come here to witness it. They've all come here to support me through it, and they're just swirling all around me. And then all of a sudden, like I see like a lion, and then like I've turned into this lioness, and I'm this lioness, and I'm like shooting my way up through this like vortex of like love and support and acclamation and healing and all the rest of it. And it was just absolutely amazing. It was like euphoric, basically, yeah. And I'm like flying up like this, like I am the lioness. And then all of a sudden, I look to my left, and like so all these things are swirling around me, and there's like stars and all the rest of it, yeah. One of the stars, I don't know how to explain it, but one of the stars missed its cue, right? And I caught it. It was like just slightly behind where it should have been, and like kind of like skidded into place, like da-da, like this, yeah. And I was like, what is this, right? And as I saw it, I suddenly got this realization, right? Like, oh, oh, this is fake. Like, I know it's fake because it's like a hallucinogenic, and whether you believe in spiritual stuff or not, like I do, right? I've seen too much now, right? And I've been through too much now to believe that this is it, just this like 3D world, right? No. But I mean, like that I realized like it was all fake in the sense of like I'm having this out of the out of this world experience, and I've created this whole concept so that I can feel empowered, so that I can know my purpose, so that I can fulfill my destiny, right? But it's all just a concept. It's all a concept. Like, so this big vortex that's like swirling around me, right? It's just all of these, I don't know, things, right, that have been told, oh, Fran's going to have this really powerful experience, right? She's going to have this really powerful visual that's going to make her understand what her purpose is, and it's going to reignite her passion, and it's going to make her feel meaningful, and it's going to take her on to the next step of where she needs to go, right? So what I need you to do is I need you to show up as a star, right? And just like get yourself into the vortex, right? So that when it's swirling around her, she can have all of the feelings that she needs to have, right? And as soon as I realized that, yeah, I realized just how fucking hilariously ridiculous the whole thing was, right? I was just like, oh my God, this is so funny. Like, what self-indulgent bullshit is this that I'm going on with? I'm like fucking lioness flying through this vortex of ancestors. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. As soon as I realized that, I just started absolutely pissing myself. I was in hysterics. I literally could not control myself. And then as I started pissing myself, I saw the star, and the star's like, and then I look over and there's like a silver Christmas tree, and the Christmas tree's like, it just bent over. It's got no arms or anything, right? But it's just like bent double, absolutely kissing itself, right? And I'm just like, this is so funny. It's so funny. Like, I just could not get over how hilarious it was. Like how important, but how like just so stupidly ridiculous the whole thing was at the same time. And like, as I'm laughing, I then get like pulled out of the vortex, which is still happening, and I'm still in the vortex, and I know that I'm still in there, and I can kind of see myself in there, right? And I get pulled out, to like this like rooftop car park, and it's like the most mundane concrete grey, nothing, plain, like just nothing space that you could ever be in, right? And I'm up there with I don't even know who, like God maybe, right? Like, or you know, my other self, or like, you know, whatever, right? Just these like in people that have things, right, that have way more of an understanding of everything, because they've got that much higher kind of view of it all, right? And we're all just basically on top of a car park, because that's really what it is. It's just kind of like nothing. It's not that important. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. It's as interesting as a concrete rooftop car park. And we were just looking down at me having this experience, like feeling like, you know, most powerful being in the world, just absolutely wetting ourselves at how stupid it is. And like, it's not to say that it is stupid, or it's not to say that it's meaningless, right? It's very meaningful. And I do believe that, you know, my ancestors are here and they are helping me. And I do believe that I'm like breaking ancestral like bonds or curses or whatever, right? I do think I'm doing that. I think there's a lot of really fucked up shit that runs through my family, right? That has also culminated in this. So like, I do know that it's meaningful, and I do feel empowered because of that, and I do feel a sense of purpose because of that. But it's also like, it's all just a construct. Like, it's all a construct. There's another plane on the rooftop of the building where it just doesn't matter. Like, it's just not that fucking important. And while I'm here in this world, kind of like battling for understanding and for meaning and for purpose, right? Because we are here to feel some kind of purpose, right? Otherwise, why would we come? There'd be no point, right? So while I'm here in this body and in this conscious awareness, doing everything that I can to try and like heal, and to try and evolve, and to try and push forward, and to try and do as much good as I possibly can, it's also like, it's just a construct. Like, it's just you creating a vortex of ancestors for you to live within while you see yourself as a lioness, you know? Go for it. Go for it, man. Like, if that's what does it for you, if that's what floats your boat, go for it, right? And I think just having like, it's not even the duality, because that's like saying that they're opposites. They're not, right? Just having the understanding that this all lives within the same space, and that it's all meaningful and it's all meaningless. Like, it's all just fucking stuff, you know? Like it's really helpful, I think, to be able to detach from, I don't know, like the level of investment, like the level of like real soul investment in this, in that this is just a journey. This is just why I'm here at the moment. This is just what I'm going through. There'll be another life where I'll do other stuff. And yeah, it all contributes to the big wider journey that we're on as souls. But I don't know. Just don't let it run away with you, friend, basically. That's what I learned. So yeah, anyway, that was fun. That was fun. That was a fun 6 hours that I had yesterday. And it was really deep and it was really meaningful and it cleared a lot out and it helped me to understand a lot of stuff and it helped me to reconcile a lot of things and continue on that journey that I've come here for, to learn how to love myself, you know, despite all odds, to learn it. And it's the only way that I can learn it, right? Because I have to learn it in spite of not being loved. Otherwise, it's not real. So yeah, really grateful. Really grateful. Amazing experience. Okay, let's see. Something that I'm grateful for. Do you know what? I think I'm really grateful that that realization happened right at the beginning of the journey that I was on yesterday. Um, and even though the experiences that I had after that were really profound and really emotionally and physically exhausting, um, they were still just as meaningful, even though I'd already realized that it's just a construct, you know. So it's a beautiful thing to hold both of those truths at the same time, and both of them be equally important. So yeah, okay, that's it. Come back tomorrow for Monday Mindset. Um, I will talk a little bit about the psychology behind psilocybin and other plant-based medicines. Yeah, okay, that's it. If this episode hit somewhere deep, breathe, let it land. And if you want more tools, more stories, and more truth with the mask off, make sure you subscribe and come back tomorrow for Monday Mindset. This is my mid-crisis life, and you're not doing this alone.